Hello and welcome back to Cars of Glasgow. I'm Thomas and today you join me with this, the legend, the icon, the Porsche 911 Carrera. In this video I'm going to give you a walk around tour of the car, show you what's like in the interior and get on the road for a test drive. Now I'm very eager to get this out on the road for a test drive because not only is this the base Carrera, I always feel it's like overlooked. Many of the YouTube videos that I've seen have always been the GTS, Turbos, 911, the Dakars, whatever it may be. This is the standard Carrera. So let's get to see what it's like. What do you get for your money? Obviously there's options on this car which we can cover later in the video, but yeah, taking the beauty of the 992.2. On the front end we do have the tweaks of the 991.1 into the .2 generation, which this is. So we do have slightly different air intakes. These ones do have quite a nice daytime running light design, and this particular one is finished in this lovely paint which Porsche call vanadium grey metallic, which yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's quite a subtle colour, especially for here in Scotland. We don't go for live, bold colours. Silver wheels, which are nice to see, with a colour Porsche crest, black wheel calipers, and this one is riding on 235/40 ZR19 P0 Pirellis. We've got your fuel cap up front here, which is not often you see, and it even says Porsche on the script on the fuel cap itself. Now your main cargo area is going to be up here in the frunk, or the fruit, which Porsche have had in a couple of their models over the years. You can see how far down that goes, considering how low that nose is. You can get a wee small suitcase, things like that in there. It is fairly practical up here, and then this is where your screen wash is going to be, up in the front of the cabin of the car. But yeah, there's not too much to see up here apart from your front boot, which is ideal for weekend getaway trips. Let's check out the side of the car. Now there's no mistaking this for anything other than the iconic 911. Look at the way the haunches go down. You've got this gorgeous slide on the C-pillar curving round to the rear. Everything imprints just the tweaks and generational changes of the 911. But I'm not going to fanboy over this too much. We're going to try and be as critical as we can. Now around the rear of the car we do have an updated strip with the Porsche script now centre. So this kind of piece here, you can tell from 991.1 to the 991.2 we do have this little bit of design detail here. Still got the continuation of the bar light, and I do like got the centre brake light up here above. We do have dual exhaust pipes in here. To be in the Carrera one, we do have triangular looking ones, parking sensors, as well as reversing camera right inside there. And we do have this little bit here that does deploy for the spoiler. We do have your front release, as well as this little bit that opens the flap for the rear engine, which pull that up, and we have this little flap here. There's not too much for you to see. A couple of fans, 3.0 litre, you can put your engine oil and things like that in there, but yeah, there's not too much. As an owner, you're going to be interacting with this back portion here. Right, you join me inside the front cabin of the 911. Now the seat is kind of moving forward as I stepped inside. Being the latest and greatest, we do have quite a nice size touchscreen here. Nice blend of physical toggles and buttons to push. You've got your climate control. We've got the famous bronze shaver gear selector here. Forward for reverse, down for drive. Now for the .2 generation, we do have a start-stop button on the right hand side there, which we'll cover in a second. But before we start the engine on and things get loud, let's talk about this interior. These ones are the kind of two-tone. You can see like a beige with the black. Nice, soft, very supportive and semi-firm, shall we say, for the B roads and things that you're going to be on. Of course, being a Porsche, we have elegantly designed over-engineered cup holders. We also have a decent sized glove box with a pouch which says Porsche, like a reminder what you're driving. We've got a little something here which I believe might be the opposite thing for this piece here. Yeah, that lifts out, so that will be, yeah, the replacement for there. I knew that, seen that earlier on. So we've got the cup holder option, clips in, or a little storage bin lives in there. Again, that's lined with fuzzy stuff, covered in a nice kind of vinyl material there. Centre armrest here, not that deep. It's probably big enough for a mobile phone. So in this case, Apple iPhone fits in there. USB-C chargers. It is in a cradle, keep it in place if you're driving around. Heated seat buttons, which are physical buttons, which is nice to see. Some buttons in the stock, steering wheel, that dash, top of the dash is, it's got a soft squidgy material on top of the plastic there. And this is kind of like a leather with the white stitching going across. And everything in the cabin does feel tight and compact, but you'd expect that with kind of the profile of the car. It's not like a big luxury Grand Tourer like a LC500 or a Maserati Gran Turismo. It's a little bit more compact and nifty, even though it is like a daily driver sports car. Now, let's start the car up. 3, 2, 1, foot in the brake. And that 3 litre comes to life. You can feel it vibrating through the cabin and back seat already. Let it warm up a little bit. Now we do have a couple of things here. You've got rear defrost, we've got your temperature controls, or these little mini bronze shavers here. I do like the fact the steering wheel is nice and easy to read, and for the Dot 2 we do have a digital gauge cluster as well. In the centre is where your tach's going to be, but this time it is digitally. We've got the information like telling me that the driver's door's open on the right hand side. All your key driver information there, like your battery, oil temp, engine temp. We've got 1.9 bars of pressure in there, and then the left hand side is where your speedo's going to be, and we've got things like your range in the middle. You're looking at about 315 miles of petrol range with almost like 9/10 of a tank, so probably about 340, 350 miles in a full tank. This car, I believe, 641 miles this car's done, so it's not done that many. I can see the glass in the doors vibrating there as this engine is heating up. Got the little clock above, I quite like that detail. It's got digital telling you the time inside it within the kind of second hand moving round. This particular one, we do have 3-stage memory seats. Your door lock and unlocks on the side here, and then on the right hand side your auto lights, rear fog lights, and then you've got little buttons here that control things on the centre screen here. On the right hand side is controlling this screen here, like your radio station, car, power graphs, whatever you may want it to be on. We've got lap times there. And it's telling us we're averaging 19.2 miles to a gallon over the course of the last kind of trip this car has done, which is, I don't know, what you expect from this car. You're not buying it for the hybrid efficiency, I guess. We've got little drive mode toggles here, which we'll cover when we're driving. We've got wet, which probably will be realistically using today, and it's turned the engine off because it is wet here in Scotland. We do have a normal mode, sport, kicks the car in, and then sport plus. Put that back down to wet while we're recording. And yeah, let's talk about the screen for a second. It's pretty responsive. I like the little widgets. You've got your map, your radio, phone. You can mirror your phone onto Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is nice to see on this particular car. I do believe that is an option in this car. I don't have a spec sheet for this exact car here, but I do believe Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is an option. I could be wrong, I'll insert if it is wrong, but I do believe that is one of the options here. But yeah, I like the screen. It's close to the driver. Everything's pretty much controlled through that. Sport chrono, hit that. It can do your time remaining, start to find, evaluate. Hit my Porsche mode. We've got the driver setup here. Drive mode's got wet, chassis, start, stop. Speed warning, acoustic warning, turn that all off. Lane keep, trip computer, and comfort, sorry. So we've got your ambient lighting inside there. Turn it on. We've got colours we can choose from, which is pretty cool. I like the comfort entry as well. You've got that option there for comfort entry. We've got a little door pin underneath there to lock into the panel of the car, the body. In the rear we do have seating for two with this big transmission tunnel in the middle. Legroom is almost non-existent, as well as headroom's going to be pretty tight back there. I'm realistically not going to squeeze myself into this short gap at 5'11". But there is child seat points there if you do wish to put your children back there. I have noticed this bit of material here is probably the cheapest part for the Porsche 911. They haven't really kept that as a high quality, but the top of it is kind of leather vinyl material, and so are the back seats, similar to what we've seen in other premium cars. I thought this bit was unusual. It's kind of like a perched up bench because you've got the carpet there. It's not like a full seat. But if you do require extra storage, there is some up there, just behind the rear seats, which is handy for long trips again. And I like these little tabs. Quite a novel little thing. Yeah, I think it's getting time to get this car out on the road. Alright, we're behind the wheel of the 911 Carrera. Now this is exciting because this is my first time in the 991.2 Porsche. So let's see how this model fares on our Scottish roads. Now I'm starting off in normal mode today because why not, since it's not a normal Wednesday for myself. Speed bump. Oh, for goodness sake. That was 8 miles per hour for a speed bump and everything was shaking. There we go, 6 miles per hour maybe slightly better, but if you have any ounces of fat on you, they are going to jiggle. Maybe that's why Porsche drivers tend to be very lean and athletic. You do sit very low down, hunkered down, very cockpit style with the way the roof's wrapping around the A-pillars just there. Let's just see what it's like. It's a beautiful day today, like with the countryside and all that jazz with the green. Let's turn off. Right, speed warning can be done in 2 taps. Hit the big Porsche logo, hit assistance, and then that's us sorted there. Right, let's give it a 3, 2, 1. And we are off. Now it is very incredible how low you sit in this car. Like a Citroen C1, Lexus UX that went past, they are towering over me. You don't appreciate how low down you sit in this car. It doesn't feel as low as maybe like a Lotus Elise or a VX220 that I've previously drove, but this definitely feels low, sporty, giving you a full different kind of the way your mind is. Having driven a good few SUVs back to back, getting into a sports car is certainly something a little bit different, but it's an enjoyable experience and we're going to make the most of it for today. Now we'll pop the car into sports mode, the exhaust, a little bit more audio, and spoiler extended. Is that popping up? Apparently the spoiler's deployed, let's see. Oh yes, sports mode is where we want to be in. I'm not sure if I've got the cojones for Sport Plus on today's weather, but let's see how flat we are around here. It's just so flat through the corners, that is, and that's only like 43 miles per hour, and that is pretty impressive. Just sitting at a set of lights here. I do like the fact the drive mode's right in front of you. See when a manufacturer puts drive modes somewhere obvious, like Lexus and my LC have it up at the top of the instrument gauge, like I switch between it all the time, between like comfort and sport, so it's nice and easy to access now. 3, 2, 1. Oh, hopefully you guys can hear that coming through. The sound is quite visceral, and if this is the standard Carrera, I am asking Porsche very nicely if we can get a shot of one of the other models just to see how we get on with slightly more performance and maybe a slightly sportier drive, but this is very impressive as is, and that's kind of why I wanted to get behind the wheel of it, because just see what the standard Carrera is all about. And oh, it's good fun, isn't it? Even just at low speeds, I'm enjoying it. It's like an experience in itself. There's a set of lights up here. Let's give it a wee right turn. So, what do I think about the Porsche 911? Well, in short word, fantastic. What comes to mind? It is a real engaging, fun car. Even in this Scottish countryside when it's raining in autumn, it is definitely putting a smile on this Scottish man's face. And you do not need me to tell you that this car's good or not, because this is the benchmark. It's fantastic. Yeah, just as soon as you turn the car on and you accelerate, you can feel the solidity, you can feel the way, just the engineering oozing in this. This is certainly something, and it's got little paddles as well, which you can do in your own time. It just feels like a very special place to be, and quite an iconic car by an iconic brand. I just want to say thanks very much for watching this video on the Porsche 911 Carrera. Special thanks to Porsche UK, Porsche Great Britain, for loaning this for the press car for today's video. As always, comment your thoughts below on this iconic sports car, and I will see you guys next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Ciao.